This is going to be a fireside chat. This is going to be a special fireside chat from our sponsors. And before we get going with the fireside chat, before I introduce the topic for you all, before I introduce our speakers for you all, I'd like to request the console for a special AV for this session. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, this is going to be an interesting fireside chat on the topic of premium, safe, and scalable, the future of brand safety in contextual advertising. I repeat the topic for the fireside chat for you all once again. This is about premium, safe, and scalable, the future of brand safety in contextual advertising. Just a gentle reminder to one and all, if you can please kindly keep your mobile phones in silent mode. We'll be having the fireside chat. We don't want to distract our speakers. So what I'm going to be doing is I'll introduce our moderator, and then I'll be introducing our speakers, and then we'll be calling them on stage together. Ladies and gentlemen, the session is going to be chaired by Nabajit, Nath, Sales Director, India, Kargo, and he's going to be joined on stage by Girish, Menon, Associate Director, dentsu, Programmatic, Amplifi, Neha, Khullar, Head of Marketing, Kenstar. Can I have a huge round of applause for this fantastic trio as they join me on stage together? Can I have our speakers on stage, please? There they are. Please give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And most importantly, the first session post-lunch, we need that extra element of energy. So, aur zor se, please, everybody, bajaiye tali for the first session post-lunch. All right, Nabajit, you're an expert in this domain, and I pass it over to you.
Expert in what? Moderation?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for after lunch moderation.
After lunch moderation is what I mean.
Last time also I think I did after lunch only. I always say that the two toughest tasks in the world is understanding taxation, and after that, second is getting people excited about the event after lunch. So, welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Really excited to be part of adgully DIGIXX once again. We are really looking forward to this discussion. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to this discussion because we have representation from an agency, a top agency, and a top brand as well. So we'll get perspective from a brand side and an agency side across categories. Before kind of putting questions forward to the panelists, what I'll do is I'll kind of explain how we came to the topic of this fireside chat. When we are discussing, and thankfully, by the way, Vijaya ma'am and the team of adgully doing a fabulous job. They are known for their hospitality, their mehman nawazi. So fantastic job on the 9th edition of DIGIXX. When we are discussing with the team, and our APAC head, Mr. Robert Leach, was also part of the discussion, we realized very quickly that in India, digital is growing at a rapid scale, right? 15-20% growth year on year. The digital AdX spends is crossing 50-55% last year. This year predicted to cross maybe 55-60%, which is huge and humongous. But then, with this also comes the issue of brand safety, measurability, transparency, a lot of ad fraud. There's a lot of MFA sites which are kind of chiffoning off revenues from clients and brands. Now, these are the issues which are not unique to India, but very much prevalent in India. Because in India, jahan pe paisa hai, issues to rahenge. So therefore, I think as a fraternity, we should come together and discuss these points, especially in forums like this, to understand what brands think and what agencies are trying to do kind of to ensure that these do not happen in the future, and digital is much better in the future. Whatever has happened in the past is okay, but then going forward, we are taking care of these issues. What I'll do in the fireside chat, because we have got, I think, 20-25 minutes only, initially we'll have a top-down kind of a discussion about contextual advertising, what they are doing with their brands, and then maybe deep dive on certain points on brand safety and all measurability, etc. And finally, if I notice that somebody is dozing off or distracted or on their phones, I'll have a rapid fire round also because I thought lunch ke baad ek rapid fire hoga where we'll understand the people behind the designation. So you know him as director, you know her as marketing head, but then do you know Neha? Do you know Girish? So a rapid fire where we'll understand their day-to-day lives maybe, what they read, what they watch, etc. So enough of me. Let me start off firstly with Girish. He is in the middle. Today, the advertising space is cluttered, right? Everyone is doing advertisement. Even if your advertisement is the best, you have the best proposition, you have the best USP and product, but then it's so cluttered that people might just, not see the ad itself, or may just have fatigue of this ad, of the ads landscape itself. So my question is, what is the importance of contextual advertising in all of this, especially in today's cluttered advertising landscape?
Okay. So, like, I'm audible, right? Yeah. So, like you mentioned, in today's crowded advertising landscape, a user is being exposed to more than thousands of ads in a day, which is creating a ad fatigue and banner blindness. So this is the time when relevancy and context of ad make more sense than ever. And that's where this contextual advertising plays a crucial role. Also, at the same time, I see that this privacy laws like GDPR, CCPA, and this fading away of cookies. I think this is the time when we need a solution to target the audience without utilizing the personal data or PII data. And again, that's where this contextual ad comes into the play. In contextual advertising, how it works is we see ad when we are browsing a content, and the ads are placed in line with the content. That makes it more relevant, and it interests the user's current interest. Let's say I'm searching about sports gear, I am seeing a sports brand ad, it is very interesting for me, I might interact. And that's the reason I think it creates more performance. So there is some study by Double Verify where it shows that contextual advertising gives 3x more brand engagement than a normal or a non-contextual advertising. And other than that, I think contextual also plays a very crucial role in brand safety. Contextual is not only about targeting the right placement, but also not targeting the wrong placement. So, while doing contextual, brands have more control, like what to target, what context they want to place their ad. And as they have better control and avoid placing their ads on maybe harmful or inappropriate content. So that's why it brings a lot of advantage in terms of brand safety. Again, some data that I read where it mentions that most of the brands are shifting to contextual because they have experienced a misplacement of the ad. So in order to have a brand safety, contextual is a great solution that brands are adopting. So in short, yes, it definitely, like for the ad clutter, it definitely helps with a better user experience, brand safety, and great performance, I think.
Neha, same question.
So yes, there's a lot of clutter. We see ads from brands, from OTTs throwing ads on new series, new movies, etc. So we obviously understand this, that there is a lot of clutter. Contextual advertising really helps in this case. And for me, it is based on basic human psychology. The customer is already deeply engaged in the kind of content he or she is consuming. So that is why if you show him a relevant ad, which is talking in the same language, then it will be absolutely beneficial for the brand. Easier for the brand to register itself to the consumer, better engagement rates, which I have seen personally, And also something that I have observed personally in my campaigns is better brand recall when the customer is actually going to purchase. We were just having a conversation yesterday. In the last summer season, we at Kenstar sell coolers as well. So the main campaign, for instance, was अब AC वाली ठंडक Kenstar cooler में. But when on the day of a result for national elections, which was a very important day, and we obviously had to be present across news channels, the tagline was contextual, which was चुनी आपने सही सरकार जैसे चुना आपने कूलर Kenstar. So the thanks. That really worked for me because my engagement rate was 4 to 5x more than my regular display ads. It's obviously not possible for us as marketing professionals to have contextual ads everywhere. We understand that. The CPMs are also at times higher, right? But where we can, we should.
Where we can, we should. The answers are very, well thought out because we get a client's perspective, a brand's perspective. We also get an agency perspective who works with brands across categories, right? Which brings me to the tough question. That question which is almost on the topic of the panel discussion itself, which is the issue of ad fraud, cheap clicks generated through MFA websites. There is a lot of talk about MFA websites in India. There are companies running in India who are generating clicks for you, clicks for brands, and therefore chipponing off money from their brand campaigns. Now, how do you, and I'll come to Girish first, with the issue of ad fraud, cheap clicks generated through MFA websites, made for advertisement of websites, prevalent in India, how do agencies ensure brand safety on the open internet when you run a programmatic campaign?
Definitely an interesting topic, and I think we should all focus on MFA. The challenges with MFA. So, made for advertising sites are categorized in a way that they focus on generating ad revenue, and less focus is on maybe ad quality or user experience. It's all about generating ad revenue. So it includes your clickbaits, paid traffic, or incentivized inventory. Again, globally, if you see, around 8 to 10% of the programmatic spends go to these MFA sites. And when I tried to check this for India, I couldn't find the data, but I'm sure it will be higher. The reason is, in India, it's a rapidly growing industry. The digital marketing industry is going so rapid. I think you mentioned, jahan paisa hai, wahan pe fraud hai. So I think that's how. That's the reason the number that 8 to 10% will be much higher when it comes to India, and that's the reason we should find a solution and do something about it. So to address MFA, it has to be a multifaceted approach. It cannot be a single party or a single entity finding a solution and controlling MFA. So from an industry lens, I see great initiative like ads.txt. Very basic solution, but it brings transparency to the buyers, and buyers can verify who the sellers are, and they can also blog if they see the sellers are not valuable. And SSPs, for that matter, plays a very crucial role. So we were having a discussion, I think last to last week, on this MFA, and SSPs are nowadays working on tech solutions to exclude these partners. Strong quality control, plus tech partners like attention metrics and deep insights on metrics to identify this and to exclude this. And as an agency, what we are doing as an agency, we have a strong approach to control this, starting from having a proactive block list. So we suspected MFA sites, we keep on blocking it. We have a robust brand safety filters, leveraging verification partners like IAS, Double Verify, so that can also help us prevent this ad fraud. And the DSP partners. As a leading agency, we work with the global partners, global DSPs, and these DSPs have very strict quality control. they are that also help us to control these MFA sites. And other than that, having an attention matrix, try to understand how it is going to impact the campaign. So what we have seen is when there is a MFA sites, your ad engagement, or you will see a low ad load, or a refresh rate will be very high on the website. So understanding these metrics can help us identify this. These are all manual things that agency can do and can control these MFA sites.
Understood. Neha, do you use open internet for your campaigns? How do you ensure brand safety?
So I have a very huge responsibility, which is that I need to ensure that each and every rupee that I spend on the brand has to go in the right place. Right? I am a custodian. So it's important that first I take right platforms. So I make sure that I partner with right platforms, whether it's Google, Meta, vetted programmatic networks, etc. Right? So one is that you partner with people with platforms which are renowned. The second is the agency who you're working with. In my case, I do connect with them and try to understand the kind of tools that they are using to ensure that my impressions are not fake impressions, my clicks are not fake clicks, etc. Also, a very important thing which is manual, but which is very, very important as custodians, which we all are, whether it's agency or brand, is that you need to monitor your campaigns. If in case you're getting impressions and you're getting clicks, but your CVRs on that particular campaigns are down, it's a clear indicator that something is wrong. So that is something that you need to do manually and you need to do regularly. And as a custodian, I make sure that I do it.
Awesome, awesome. Great answer. Third question, which is kind of a corollary of this point itself, is, how do you, now this is what we spoke about, is the platforms where you run the campaign, programmatic, if you're doing digital campaigns. But then how do you target the right relevant audiences? Because I'm sure you work with multiple brands across categories, right? So you have to find out the right audience for each brand, each category, maybe over the internet or maybe on owned and operated inventory. So as agency, I'll come to you first, Girish. As an agency, how do you ensure relevant audience targeting and then scalability? Because with targeting, it gets narrowed down, right? But then you have to ensure scalability for the campaign to run. How do you ensure?
So we all know there are three types of audience: first party, second party, and third party. And as an agency, we believe first party is the most valuable audience. So first, I think we try to understand what first party data we have. Is it a CRM data, website interactions, CRM data, CDP, app usage data in case the brand has app. So we try to understand what first party data we can leverage, what first party data we can build for the brand. And based on that, I think figuring out what second party data, third party data we can make out of it. So as an agency, we partner with multiple DMPs where we can curate these audiences based on multiple signals, whether it be a purchase intent signal, location signal, or online behavior signal. So basis this, we create a custom audience for the brand. But our approach actually starts from what brands need, what are their requirements, and understanding their marketing objective. It's a top funnel, mid funnel, lower funnel. Basis that, curating the audience and targeting them. We also have one interesting in-house solution or in-house tool, I would say, that is a DMC, Dentsu Marketing Cloud. So where it's a very interesting tool, you put signals, you put seed audience, or you put keywords, like any brand, you know what are the target audience that you're looking for. You add those and the platform will give a detailed insight. What are your audience? What are the audience profile? What they also searching on the internet? What genre they're consuming on internet? So basis that and this insight can be directly plugged across all the platform. So that is again a very a solution that we use for brand or audience targeting. At the same time, I think lookalike is a very, very key strategy because we know this first-party audience are the most interested or engaged audience. Using this seed audience, creating a similar audience who have similar interests and targeting them. I think for the scalability part, I think the approach should be the mix of all. Not only restricting to third party or first party, having a mixture of all, and then maybe looking at suggesting to the brands.
Neha, do you have first party? Of course, I'm sure you
Yeah,
have.
absolutely.
How do you target?
So, as far as the main question was concerned, which was on scaling, that is something that is done via building a good top of the funnel, for sure. As far as programmatic is concerned, today all programmatic networks have behavioral, indications, and basis those behavioral indications, you layer your geography, etc., which is relevant for you as a brand, and then you target the right person. As far as the first party data is concerned, it is absolutely precious and gold because you can upsell, cross-sell, and at the same time you can have similar intent people, which is the lookalike audience which you were talking about. So that's basically how we utilize our first party data as well as building a strong top of the funnel, which obviously you'll have to keep less precise so that you can have more and more people in the middle and the bottom as well.
Got it. Nice. For this next question, I have, okay, I'll just mention it. It's a subtle, kind of plug-in of my brand as well because we are not only a, SSP and a contextual suite, but also somebody who, or we do a lot of enhanced formats. Now, outside of India, there is a lot of adoption of enhanced formats, right? People use enhanced formats as a default line item in their marketing mix. In India, it's still picking. It's still, brands are still trying to get enhanced formats. And when I say enhanced formats, these are those enhanced formats where you see a story in the display banner instead of just a static banner. Or on the CTV, imagine instead of a normal video, there is an L band. Maybe there's a QR code. There is a catalog or a carousel. So those are the enhanced formats I'm talking about. In India, it's still up and coming, but not a main part of this marketing mix. So my question to firstly Girish is that how do enhanced formats help grab audience attention and eyeballs and ensure advertisers stand out amidst a huge increase in ad fatigue in India?
So we started with ad clutter. So we know there is a lot of ad clutter. Every day users are seeing so many ads and we don't remember them actually. We understood the importance of contextual, how contextual is helping us target the right user, right time, right placement. But we need to grab the attention. I think this enhanced formats help you to get the attention of the user. Enhanced format, like Nabajit mentioned, it can be anything. It can be an interaction-based ad. So having a gamification ad, or you can play around with the creative. So that brings, or it can be a personalization also. You personalize based on your interest. If you see an ad which is personalized by your journey, your consumer journey or your interest, you may remember it more than the normal ad that you see. So, one of the examples that I can quote here is that we have done one gamification ad for a brand, and the result that we got from that was we got a 22% higher, 22x times higher engagement plus the ad recall. So we did a BLS along with it, and we saw the brand lift ad recall was so high. So it was around 10% high ad lift that we got from that campaign. So this was for an FMCG brand, and the performance were outstanding. Similarly, for a personalized ad, again, we did a campaign where we saw by personalizing, so it's a combination of personalizing and an interactive ad. After combination, we saw like 3x or 3.5x better clicks, and most important was the conversion. So after that, we saw like 30, it was actually, yeah, so it was a better CAC. So we were able to reduce the CAC and the conversion rates were improved. So yeah.
Nice. So you have tried and tested enhanced formats, right, for your clients? Okay, good to know. Neha.
So what I've observed is that these ad formats come at a price, but for a reason. They are expensive. The CPMs are higher. They generally, what I have purchased them is at CPMs only. And there are different platforms they offer at in different ways, whether it's CPC or CPM. For me, majorly it has been CPM. Whether it's carousel ad or a complete takeover or gamification, all of them I have tried and have worked for me. Engagement rate, yes. But I'll give you an example. For one of a retail brand that I had made a game, which was a car game, a racing game basically, wherein you had to collect coins and you would get a coupon code based on the final marks that you get. The increase for that particular campaign with respect to footfall was 15%, which was massive for the brand. Because what happens is that to get footfall to a retail outlet is the biggest challenge for a retail brand, right? So gamification really worked for us. Yes, it involved a lot of things. One was to create that game, which is an investment, promote that game, an investment again, but then you get new customers to your retail outlet, which is gold. So, yes.
Fantastic. We are towards the end of the session, but yes, I do not forget the rapid fire that I promised you at the start of the session itself. So quickly, putting the spotlight on our leaders. Forget that they are leaders of brands. For now, they are Girish and Neha. So Girish, very quickly, rapid fire ka rule hai for one sentence or two sentences only for every question. Yes, ready, nice. One movie or book which you would suggest the audience now.
Considering your topic, speaking on this advertisement, I think this social dilemma, I think it's a great documentary that I can recommend.
Nice, awesome. Neha.
12th Fail, fabulous movie. It tells you all the reasons why you can do and not consider why you cannot do. So it's a fabulous movie. I saw it 2-3 days back. I was slightly late, but I would recommend.
Completely agreed. Second question, Girish. If you are not a marketeer, not an agency, what line of work would you be in?
I don't think, so I like solving problems. So I think maybe a strategist or maybe an entrepreneur.
Strategist for an agency itself? Yeah.
I don't know. So I like solving problems and maybe strategist somewhere or maybe for advertising only or maybe some entrepreneurs solving something.
Nice. He loves his job. Neha.
Singer. Don't ask me to sing. Don't ask me to sing. Singer.
Nice. Third question. What was that one advice which you got really early in your career, which has stayed with you till today? Has helped you to.
So experimenting. So experimenting and keep learning. So don't get afraid. Keep experimenting. Keep trying new stuff. You will learn a lot.
Yeah.
Keep your emotions away from your work. I learned it the hard way, but one should keep emotions away.
Understood. Got it. Which day in a week, according to you, is ideal for a review meeting, and why, Girish?
Okay. I think no day, but so I think mid of the week, maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, because last week data, I think mid of the week is a time where you can actually put some action, taking last week data and maybe apply it on the current week. So I think mid of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Got it. Yeah.
Monday sets the week for me. So good. Monday is good.
But then, Monday is like after the weekend, right? So you do not feel like...
Saturday is working, so you can prepare for weekend.
Got it. For me, it's mid of the week itself because it gives you time, as he said, to prepare for the meeting and then also execute after the meeting within that week itself instead of waiting for the next week. And lastly, last question, time's up, okay? What are the 3 things that you cannot live without?
Internet, for sure. And second, maybe the people, family, friends. And third, coffee.
Neha.
because it's things. So I'm not considering people, but yes, phone, coffee, pen. I love writing.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being a great audience and lending us your ears.